Will the House please come to order and members kindly take their seats? Good morning. Members, it is our custom on Fridays to honor former members of the House who have passed away since our last memoriam. Will you please rise as we remember former members of the House who we have lost? First, before he was Senator Mazza of Grand Isle District, he was Representative Richard T. Dick Mazza of Colchester. He was born in 1939, served in the House from 1973 through 1976, and passed away on May 25th, 2024. Representative William Bill Mars of Burlington was born in 1940, served in the House from 1985 to 1990, and passed away on July 29th, 2024. Representative William Bill Kehoe of Burlington was born in 1930, served in the House from 2001 through 2008, and passed away on August 4th, 2024. Representative Kurt McCormick of Rutland City and of Burlington was born in 1952, served in the House representing Rutland City from 1983 through 1996, and representing Burlington from 2013 through 2022, and passed away on September 16th, 2024. Representative James Colvin of Bennington was born in 1947, served in the House from 1999 through 2002, and passed away on September 20th, 2024. Representative Gloria Ann Wing of Morristown was born in 1931, served in the House from 1987 through 1990, and passed away on October 28th, 2024. Representative John B. Labarge of Grand Isle was born in 1952, served in the House from 1993 through 2002, and passed on November 10th, 2024. And Representative Donald H. Don Turner Jr. of Milton was born in 1964, served in the House from 2006 through 2018, and passed away on November 30th, 2024. Members, please join me in a moment of silence in memory of these House members. Members, the devotional this morning will be led by Representative Patty McCoy of Pulteney.
Good morning. I first read this poem during COVID when the House was meeting via Zoom. And then Speaker Johnson asked if I would do the first devotional when we were continued to do Zoom the following year. And one of our members, Representative Bernie Juskowitz, had passed, and she asked if I might do that. And I read this poem then, and I think it's appropriate now as well. The Dash Poem by Linda Ellis. I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of birth and spoke the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time they spent alive on earth. And now only those who loved them know what that little dash is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. To be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read, with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you lived your dash? You have just heard the names of 7 former state representatives who passed in 2024. I would like to publicly recognize 3 senators who passed in 2024. Senator Bill Doyle, famous for the town meeting survey. Senator Dick Mazza, always with a twinkle in his eyes and always ready to eat oatmeal with anybody in the cafeteria every week. And Senator Dick Mazza, who scared the bejesus out of me for the first 5 years I was here, but he was a sweetheart of a man. Stalwarts of the Senate, each filled their dash to its fullest. All of the representatives filled their dash with public service. While most of us have not served with the majority of these past members, except possibly the Dean of House, Representative Emmons, a few of us personally knew and served with former Representatives Kurt McCormick and Don Turner. Kurt McCormick lived in Rutland and served as a state representative before moving to Burlington, where he served as a Burlington state representative, a district mate of Speaker Kowinski. Kurt was passionately committed to our environment. The only state representative I know that did not own a car, took public transportation, or his analog bicycle everywhere he went. He once toured Vermont on his bicycle to visit each member of our House Transportation Committee, from the Northeast Kingdom to Brattleboro, Bennington, and Poultney. He stayed at my home during his tour, and my husband Matt and I had wonderful conversations with Kurt. Don Turner's dash was filled with public service, both at the state and local level, community engagement, and more important than these things, his family. Milton Fire Chief, Milton Town Manager, a real estate broker, a state representative. What couldn't Don do? I followed Don as the House Republican leader. I learned so much about serving as a state representative from Don. He was a mentor and friend, and we are all better persons for having known him. Taken too soon, he leaves behind his parents, his wife Gail, his 3 daughters, Emily, Hillary, and Aaron, 2 sons-in-law, and 3 grandchildren. Farewell to these fine and faithful servants of the state of Vermont, and Godspeed.
Members, we have 3 bills for introduction today. The first is House Bill 26, which is an act relating to guardianship proceedings introduced by Representatives Donahue of Northfield and Howard of Rutland City. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
H 826, an act relating to guardianship proceedings.
Now the bill has been read the first time and is referred to the Committee on Judiciary. House Bill 27 is an act relating to the Domestic Violence Fatality Review Commission, introduced by Representatives Lalone of South Burlington and Nugent of South Burlington. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
HA 27, an act relating to the Domestic Violence Fatality Review Commission.
Now the bill has been read the first time and is referred to the Committee on Judiciary. Finally, House Bill 28 is an act relating to including an affirmation option in oath requirements in Titles 1 through 10 of the Vermont statutes annotated, introduced by Representative Chapin of East Montpelier and Lalone of South Burlington. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
HA 28, an act relating to including an affirmation option in oath requirements in Titles 1 through 10 of the Vermont statutes annotated.
Now the bill has been read the first time and is referred to the Committee on Judiciary. Members, we have a joint Senate resolution to take up at this time. JRS 5 is a joint resolution relating to weekend adjournment on January 10th, 2025. This resolution was offered by Senator Baruth and was read and adopted on the part of the Senate. Please listen to the reading of the resolution.
Resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives that when the two houses adjourn on Friday, January 10th, 2025, it be to meet again no later than Tuesday, January 14th, 2025.
Now you've heard the reading of the resolution, and the question is, shall the House adopt the resolution in concurrence? Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and the resolution is adopted in concurrence. Are there any announcements? Member from Northfield.
Madam Speaker, I think it is one of the finest traditions of this body, as the People's House, that we welcome those who are in attendance before our body, family, friends, constituents, and that we recognize outstanding achievements by members of our community. As is also our tradition when there is a group together of people with an outstanding achievement, one member has the privilege of doing that introduction rather than repeating names multiple times. So I am very proud to be the one to introduce the John Lewis Youth Leadership Award this morning. I do so on behalf of myself, the other member from Northfield, the members from Essex Junction, members from Colchester, the member from Coventry, the member from Moortown, the member from Waitsfield, the members from Burlington, the member from Milton, members from South Burlington, and the members from Winooski. This award is given by the Secretaries of State and the National Association of Secretaries of State to recognize a gifted, civic-minded young person in their state each year. The recipient should demonstrate leadership abilities, have a passion for social justice, and be motivated to improve the quality of life in their community. Later this morning, Secretary of State Sarah Copeland-Hanzas will recognize 2 John Lewis Award winners, along with 10 finalists from across Vermont. The finalists and award winners are here with us in the chamber this morning. Please join me in welcoming finalists Paulina Valentine of Essex Junction, Irina Corrier of Colchester, Savannah Hussey of Coventry, Harmony DeVoe of Warren, Sam Doherty of Burlington, Dominic Barrows of Westford, Ayush Shma of Pranda of South Burlington, Mary Jan of Winooski, and the 2 John Lewis Award winners, Yolanda Banash of Berlin and Marshall Moffett of Richford. They are seated in the balcony with their family, mentors, and teachers. Please give them a warm welcome.
Will the guests of the member from Northfield please rise and be recognized? Member from Georgia.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it's my pleasure this morning to welcome the Federation of Vermont Lakes and Ponds people. Today in the card room, those representatives have set up a display for us. The Federation of Vermont Lakes and Ponds is one of the oldest nonprofit stakeholders to promote Vermont water quality. From its inception in 1972 and evolution into a statewide organization in 2001, they have remained dedicated to fostering environmental quality standards and preserving Vermont's lakes and ponds, watersheds, and aquatic ecosystems. Be sure to stop by the card room and meet them. They are set up with quite an informational display this morning. Their officers are here as well as other people. The officers include Pat Susie, who's president. Jackie Sprague is vice president. Directors Jay White, Dr. Kent Henderson, and Virginia Renfrew are also there. Please help me welcome them, Madam Speaker.
Will the guest of the member from Georgia please rise and be recognized? Member from Dover.
Madam Speaker, I rise to make an announcement on behalf of returning Rural Caucus members, the member from Berkshire and the member from Bradford. Rural Caucus is a nonpartisan group of legislators from both the Vermont House and the Senate, and we will be meeting this year on Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. in room 270 of the Pavilion Building. The caucus is dedicated to collaborating across party lines to support Vermont's rural communities and economy. Over the years, we have worked together on initiatives to expand access to affordable broadband, to ensure equitable funding for our rural schools, and invest in Vermont's farm and forest economies. Madam Speaker, as we begin a new biennium, I believe it's important to recognize that Vermont is one state made up of many distinct regions, each with unique needs. Rural Vermont's needs can differ greatly from those of more populous areas like Chittenden County. And that is not a weakness. It is the beauty and strength of our diverse state. The Rural Caucus has never sought to pit one part of Vermont against another. Instead, we've worked to ensure that policies address the realities faced by rural communities and provide them with the tools they need to thrive. All are welcome on Wednesdays at 8 a.m., and we look forward to a positive and productive year for rural Vermont.
Member from Chittenden.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just as a side note, and it's not why I get up, sometimes I have a reputation of something to do with March Madness, but it is 65 days to Selection Sunday, just saying. But more importantly, this morning, I rise to recognize a very special member of our State House family. Many of you know this individual who quietly, each and every day, goes about his job, keeping this place in tip-top shape, whether it's dusting, sweeping, cleaning the floor, or whatever. And today, Mike Metcalf is having a birthday. So, Madam Speaker, please join me in welcoming and congratulating Mike.
Happy birthday, Mike. Member from Burlington.
Madam Speaker, I'd like to also announce the first meeting of one of our never-ending caucuses, caucus, I don't know if I'm saying it right, caucuses. which is the Universal Healthcare Caucus. And you might be asking yourself, why ever would we be talking about universal healthcare right now after, with the current rhetoric out there? And yesterday we heard, I think, someone say that a former governor told Vermont that we couldn't afford universal healthcare. But if you look at the projections at that time and the projections now, we're paying more now than we would have been. So why would you want to come to the Universal Healthcare Caucus now? Because as we reconsider our entire healthcare system, we need to be looking at every option. And so if you're interested if you're curious about universal healthcare, if you're dedicated to the topic, or anywhere in between, even if you oppose the topic, we'd like to encourage you to join us for the first Universal Healthcare Caucus. It's Wednesday, January 22nd, at the end of the day, around 5 p.m. in the cafeteria. More info is to come. And, join us if you want to hear more about the efforts in the past, present, and possible future to guarantee healthcare is a human right to all. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Are there any further announcements? Member from Essex.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just also wanted to add a happy birthday to the kiddo that made me a mom 21 years ago. And I feel very fortunate to be able to call Isaac my son. And he is joining us, but he's running late because he does take after me.
Are there any further announcements? The chair has, member from Waterbury.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just want to point out for House Human Services Committee members, and I won't be doing this the rest of the session, but please do come to committee room right after we're done here. Thank you.
Are there any further announcements? Member from Vergennes.
Yes, Madam Speaker, your House Committee on Government Operations and Military Affairs will meet 10 minutes after the floor in room 10.
Are there any further announcements? As I said, the chair has several. First, the House Rules Committee will meet after adjournment to appoint the House's 3 panels. Second, here's a reminder that not only bottled water is allowed in the chamber, that only bottled water is allowed in the chamber. So no food or other drinks, please. The baskets under your desk are for recycling only, because members should not have food wrappers or other beverage containers to discard in the chamber. So appreciate your help with that. Also, members, we will have other opportunities to celebrate the lives of the members that were mentioned this morning. So I look forward to remembering them as we have lost, we've had some difficult losses. And perhaps we might see Kurt McCormick Memorial Bike Rack outside at some point. With that, are there any further announcements? Seeing none. Member from Poultney, can you please offer us a motion to adjourn until Tuesday, January 14th at 10 a.m.?
Madam Speaker, I make a motion this body stand in adjournment until Tuesday, January 14th, 2025 at 10 a.m.
You have heard the motion. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and this body stands in adjournment until next Tuesday at 10 a.m.